All right, folks, we're back on the Bossman show, going down to Statesboro, Georgia, down the road from here in Atlanta, Georgia Southern University. The new head coach, Carly Henry, looking good over there, man. How you doing, coach, man? You looking good over there, man. I see you. You're popping this morning, man. I like it.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Things are well. We've had a little bit of rain here in Statesboro lately, but it's been great.
I hear that, man. Let me ask you this, man. I know you're coaching in the G League and you did that, man, but now you get to run your own program here at Georgia Southern, man. So how's it be back in the head coaching again to be able to lead young men, lead your program and just that on a whole organization, man.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been fun. Just kind of just a new adventure for myself and my family. We were in, Alabama for 4 years. It was unbelievable 4 years. You were in Chicago 4 years before that. At Iowa State Names for 3 years. So it's always these transition periods are always tough. You get away from my wife. I have a 4-month-old daughter. I have a 3-year-old son. So you're, back and forth a little bit with them, but at the same time, it's just a new adventure. And the opportunity to do something here at Georgia Southern and build something, it's been really exciting.
And Charlie, talk about this, man. How much of the MVP a coach's wife is, because she handles a lot of stuff when you're in the gym on the grind, trying to recruit, trying to get stuff together. So talk about how much of a champion having a champion of a wife that have be in your corner, man, when you try to make this thing work for you and your family.
Man, I appreciate you bringing that up. I get a chance to accrue some brownie points and some good favor. But my wife Tisha, she's a champion all the way. So I'll give you a little story. I mean, obviously, I took the job and my daughter was about a month old. So we've had to do this all with a newborn baby, and she was driving behind the moving trucks, obviously with our two kids, and she called my dad, and she's talking to my dad about the move, and she said, he says, well, where's Charlie? And she's like, well, Charlie was in Statesboro. He had to go back because the guys were getting back in town. My dad's like, so wait, you're moving the kids by yourself? He's not there. So my dad didn't, he kind of threw me under the bus a little bit, but my wife, man, she's unbelievable, and these transitions are, I don't know how she does it, when you talk about having two little ones, and also getting the house ready and preparing the new house. So she's, like you said, man, you said MVP champion. She's definitely all those things.
No doubt, Charlie. Brian knows this. I want to say this too. My dad was a coach as well, and I saw on Sunday how all his old players text him, call him, all that good stuff. I'm his only biological kid. He always tells me I have thousands of sons besides you. So because he wanted to impact young men. So for you, Charlie, what made you want to get into coaching, and when did you know that you wanted to become a coach?
Yeah, so I guess similar to what you're saying. So my dad was a long time high school and small college coach, back where I'm from in Michigan, and for as long as I can remember, I would leave school, walk to his gym, watch him run practice, shoot on the side. So I've been a gym rat my whole life, following him around, following his teams around, hanging on every win, every loss. I tried to play for as long as I could, which I knew wasn't going to be all that long, and then I wanted to coach, and that's pretty much been my mind since I was 7 or 8 years old, and I've been fortunate and lucky enough to been able to do that.
No doubt. And for you, man, in this program, what are going to be the pillars for you, for your guys, the values they must have when they come every day into the gym to work for you guys and be held Southern as where you are down there, man. So what's going to be your pillars for your program that the guys who want to come play for you have to be about?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously I love the game. So I'm best working with guys that really love it. That it's not work. They want to be in the gym. They want to be getting better every day. They want to be coached. I can find mutual ground with anyone that has a love for the game. And then when people come watch our teams play, we want them walking out of there and talking about the relentless effort we played with. We don't want them ever leaving Hanner Fieldhouse. Hey, are they going to lose? Are they going to, leave on a loss at some point? Yeah, but we don't want them to ever say, they're walking out of there and we lost because we didn't give great effort. We didn't give our best effort. So I would say those two things. Obviously, I have a deep love for this game, so I enjoy guys that share that, and then we want our teams to be defined by relentless effort.
And so this time of year for me, I know when I was a player, man, that being around my guys in summertime working out was the best for me. Because when I was back home in Atlanta, I wasn't as locked in as I could be. This is where you build that accountability to get a player-led team. So talk about this time of year where only I got to take one class, it's fully you're about basketball and your game, develop who you are. And also off that question, Charlie, are you putting in stuff now or you just working on their games? Because I know you're a new head coach, you got to put your stuff in. So how you kind of balance that out right now?
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, I got a little lag there for a second, but what we've been, talking to our guys about is obviously we're allowed to spend 4 hours a week on the floor with them, which we're using. We're getting, four different times, we're getting full team hour workouts. But because, their schedule right now this time of the year isn't extensive. They're not in a full load of classes. The majority of them at most are taking two classes or, one or two classes. So, a lot of our students obviously go home in the summertime. So what they have is a chance to do extra. It's the unrequired work. Obviously they're going to spend 4 hours a week with us. They're going to spend 4 hours a week in the weight room. But the unrequired stuff, the pickup, that's just organized amongst them when no coaches are around. Getting in the gym, two or three of them grabbing a GA or a manager to come in and rebound as they go through a workout. So that's what's been big is obviously we want to do a great job with what's required, the 4 hours a week, but we also want our guys understanding that in order for us to be the team we want to be and for them to be the players they want to be, it's going to take a lot more than 1 hour a day, 4 times a week. There's some unrequired stuff that's got to take place.
No doubt. And talk about your staff, man. You had a quality staff. You hired an NBA guy, Maurice Spates, who I remember from covering in the NBA. So talk about having a high quality staff and high quality people to help these young men who are now part of your program.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you asked me about my staff. I feel like I got a great staff. I feel like, well, to start, I feel like we got great people, which is important. I wanted a staff that could really build relationships with our guys, and that our guys could feel like was vested with them and their success. So Coach Shoemate, who I kept on staff, former player, had a great career at Murray State, played a couple of years in the G League, veteran, extensive college experience, tremendous recruiter. So that he really helped kind of stabilize things as I was still working for Alabama, and obviously, with some of the returners and whatnot. So he was a lot of those early wins we were able to get was he had a big part in. And then you brought up Coach Spates, Mo Spates, tremendous playing career. Guys won a championship at both in the NCAA and the NBA. One of 33 players to do that. It may have I don't know if it changed this year or not, but I know before this finals, he was one of 33 players to do that. So he's seen winning at the highest levels of basketball, and he's just an unbelievable person. So it's great to have him around, and then Kinte Hart, somebody that I think he's just a tremendous coach. So I feel like we got a great staff. We got relationship builders, guys that want to be invested with the guys, get them better, guys that can get guys better. They've all played the game, different levels. They've all coached. So I couldn't be happier about my staff.
I'm thinking this NIL transfer for portal world we live in, having relationships with guys is so key. 'Cause I feel like guys like yourself who have relationships with guys gonna keep your guys because if you don't, if the guy don't believe in you or trust you, know you have his back, or you really care for him besides what he can do for you, he will vote on you and leave. But if he knows you care about him as a human being and a basketball player, so he's more apt to stay with you and not fall for those NIL and portal games that happen. And we all know that's going on in the game we love at this instant right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're spot on with that. Obviously you got to have strong relationship with your guys, for in everything. Obviously, you're talking about retention, but just, to get them to be their best every day, you got to have strong relationships. I think retention's, two-part relationships are a huge part, and then just the plan for them and getting them better. Um, I think guys, obviously, there's going to be guys that leave, and the reality at most places. But I don't think you'll consistently lose guys if you have strong relationships and they genuinely feel like there's a plan for them and they're getting better. I think if you're doing those three things, then you're going to be in good shape as far as retaining guys every year.
And Charlie, talk about where you're in Statesboro, Georgia. I think you have a good spot being the Sun Belt Conference to get guys all over the state of Georgia, get guys who want to come back home and transfer back home, may have went somewhere. So knowing they were taking this job, you went to a spot where you can find the right mix of people. Well, whatever you need, you can find it in Georgia, Florida, Carolinas, Alabama, Tennessee. It's right there for you to get it if you draw a circle around where you all at right now.
Yeah, for sure. You could definitely draw a circle around where we're at and get to a lot of places that produce a lot of players, and that's ideal. Having been at some other places where that wasn't the case, it makes things a little bit more challenging. But that's a great part about Georgia Southern is we can get in our car and recruit. If you look at what we did in the portal, obviously adding guys from the state of Georgia, Atlanta being such a, talent producing city, so wanting to do a good job right in our home state is where it really all starts for us. But then, adding some pieces from some nearby states, obviously we're not far from South Carolina. We added Deuce Dean out of the portal, who signed, so I can talk about Avante Parker is a tremendously talented freshman. Was played for a great coach at Great Collegiate, Dion Bethea. Adding guys like that, and then Florida obviously being pretty close to Florida. So doing a great job in our home state. I'll be there. Was there this past weekend at the Georgia Basketball Coaches Association event. I'll be there this weekend again. And then also, like you said, the circle. We can get to South Carolina pretty quick. We can get to Florida pretty quick. So doing a great job in those neighboring states as well. And there's the good part for us is that circle. There's a lot of players inside that circle.
No doubt. Would you be at Lake Point for the Under Armour event?
I will. So we got one more high school period event, which Lake Point's hosts an event as well. And then, like you said, our first live period in June, obviously, the three big circuits, obviously being like Adidas and Under Armour. Under Armour will be at Lake Point that first event. So yes, we will. Like I said, man, it's nice to don't have to worry about flights and rental cars and all that good stuff, and just hop in your car and make some calls and make your way over there.
I'll get your number offline because I'll be at Lake Point all 4 days. I'll be there. So I'll be up there with y'all, you coaches, man, hanging out, man. So I'll see you late when I get your number offline. The last one I got for you, man, since you've been there, man, what's been your favorite food spot down there since that you've been down there?
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot here. I'll go Del Sur for lunch. Man, I'm even gonna get me in trouble, but I'll go Del Sur for lunch and Bull and Barrel for dinner.
I hear that, man. I hear that. Well, Charlie, good to meet you, man. Good to have you on the show, man. Do this again real soon. And I will see you at Lake Point in about 10 days or so, man.
Thanks, brother. I look forward to seeing you.
All right. Thanks, brother.